The Record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Things needed saying about the poor and the meek, but they shut him down before he said a word. In this world, justice gets put to the sword. But when you get a letter from the devil himself, you better believe in just what it says. 'Cause there's a deathbed waiting for each and every one. Hurry, hurry, love is dead, and Lord have mercy on our wicked souls. There's a deathbed waiting for each and every one. Each and every one, Lord, each and every one. Yeah, yeah.
Off the Record Radio Nova, I'm Pat James. That was Mike Brookfield from the new album called Brookfield. Letter from the Devil. Good evening, Mike.
Evening, Pat.
Come in a little bit closer to that, Mike. I know we have it a bit further away because of the guitar, but now you're going to have to stand and walk in a bit. Good to have you back in.
Thanks for having me.
Even better to see you in with a new record, which means that the other one, you must have sold a few albums the last time. That was 2015, Love Takes a Fall. You were able to make another album.
Yeah, I managed to shift enough of Love Breaks the Fall to put another one together. Yeah, I put this together on a pretty tidy budget, actually. I was quite proud of that.
It's studio time is probably the thing that takes a lot of money. Yeah. And as the musician, as the creative force, how do you decide that's it? That's the take. That's the one we're going to use. Is it? Are you going to be governed by the fact that this is costing me X amount of euros and I got to get it right this time?
Yeah.
Or I've got to be. Or do you settle? Do you ever settle?
I think if you've got the right people around you, you just kind of know. I use a guy called Peter Eads in Portmarnock. He's a good engineer. And then my wife Grania, she's got a good pair of ears. So I can always bounce off them. But ultimately, I make the call, and I kind of know if it feels right, a particular take. But also, when I'm making an album, it takes quite a long time because I'm pulling in favours, and I'm on a budget, so I'm not always on the top of people's lists, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
So that gives you the benefit of hindsight. So you might actually record it, and you might be sitting on it for a couple of weeks before you actually get to mix it and finish it. So in that time, you're listening and you're going, actually, that guitar solo is a bit notey. Maybe I'll do a more melodic one, or vice versa. Or there's not much going on there. I'm going to fill it up and do another one. So you get the benefit of hindsight, which is when you actually, when you've got more money, you sometimes you can put together an album together faster, but you might decide on things a little bit too quickly. You know what I mean? So. It can be a good way of doing things, actually, doing an album over a long period of time. I'm looking at the positives.
Right, okay. You collaborated on this album.
Yeah.
Lyrically, Eamon Carr came in and did the lyrics.
That's right, yeah. I met Eamon a couple of years ago, and I was just finishing the Love Breaks the Fall album, actually, and I was recording some videos of me playing kind of solo in J.J. Smith's, and... which is obviously not there anymore.
No.
Very recently, and he heard about it through a mutual friend, and he came up and he listened to me play a couple of tunes, and we were chatting about kind of bluesmen and modern guys and old guys, and we kind of hit it off, and then we kind of met up a few times afterwards, and then he presented me with a book of lyrics and stuff, and I quickly set to work and started writing tunes around them, But Eamon's a great lyricist now. Yeah. Words are his thing, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Being a journalist
and
everything,
well,
he is a wordsmith.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he hasn't done a bad job. Job. Listen, you were gigging last night, so we're not going to impose too much on your voice, right? Yet. We might make demands on it in a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to play another one from the album, and that was Letter from the Devil. I think we'll go down to the last track, Written in Chains. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, cool.
No bother.
I hear a man talking, but I can't understand a word that he's saying in a language that's banned. Those children can't read, they can see the signs and the whisper of trouble in these fast coming times. Now mates feel welcome with a bed and a smile, while the constable quarrel stretches further than miles. And in the police barracks where the fugitive cries, there are words on the stones that will surely not die. The prayers of the broken, the hopes not in vain, and all's not forgotten was written in chains. A vow left unspoken, the diary of pain, a dream once so shocking,
Off the record, Radio Nova and Pat James. That was Mike Brookfield again from the new album Brookfield, Written in Chains. That's the one that closes the album. There's a kind of like a correlation between that and Peace for Joe from Love Takes a Fall. Yeah. You're going for the... Hold on, let me turn on your mic. You're going for the finishing number.
Yeah, I like albums to finish with a big, ballad. I think it's a nice way to kind of wind down an album. And Peace for Joe on the first album, the Love Breaks the Fall, was a really popular track. And you played it very generously quite a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for that.
It's been requested quite a few times in the show.
It goes down really well on gigs as well, and sometimes ballads, can interrupt the flow of a gig, so, having a good ballad in your set, which,
It's always that moment, I've been in so many gigs where the band has had to work so hard to get, some kind of, groove going with the audience, and then they kill it stone dead by going for the big ballad at the wrong time. Structure is everything, isn't it?
You can hear what I'm going for with that track, though. It's a big, get the lighters out, We
were talking about structure and studio stuff there. That was not one that went onto the Johnny Marr channel.
No, we were talking just before we went on air, that we were talking about Johnny Marr, who's a big influence on me, but it wouldn't seem massively obvious, by listening to my guitar playing, because I do, I solo in a traditional, more kind of Eric Clapton style blues playing, but on this record, on a lot of the tracks, there was a channel on the desk which said Johnny Marr, and he was like, that was the track which wasn't all Harley Davidson and guitar solos, it was just texture lines, and I think it filled a lot of the tracks out, because there's no keyboards on this album or anything, it's just guitar, bass and drums, so that kind of like texture noise-based thing really helped sonically, and having two different personalities, adopting those two personalities was quite fun as well, It was like, give us a bit more Johnny Marr there, Oh, take Johnny down.
I like that. As you say, it adds the texture and the colour.
That's
which
right,
is nice. That's, I was going to say, okay, we're playing stuff that hasn't really been played on radio up to this. So let's do a bit of business. When's it coming out?
22nd of September. That's the official release date for the album, and then that's on Friday. And the Tuesday after that is the launch gig in Whelan's main venue, and that's the one we want you to go and buy tickets for. You can get them from Tommy down in the Sound Cellar. They're on sale now, as of the Whelan's website.
Yeah.
So go and get the tickets. And
so what's the date again?
It's the 26th of September. The Tuesday is the launch, and the album is released on the 22nd of September.
Okay. I was asked, when I played the track from the album last week, I got a message from a listener, Joe Shield.
Joe.
Joe. And Joe said, would you sign a copy of the album and leave it in with Tommy so he can buy it?
Of course.
My job is done. Listen, I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back with another track from the album, and then in our next segment, will you do a song live for us?
Absolutely, yeah.
Lovely.
Off the record with Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Singing out deliverance in a world that never ends. He's got a message for the righteous, rings out like the bell. count our blessings and our luck. If we headed down to Texas, we'd drop silver in your cup. Now, Jesus sent a message to sinners far and wide. A message for Willie Johnson, the blind man who spread the light. Yeah, now. A message for Willie Johnson, the blind man who spread the light. Yeah, now. A message for Willie Johnson, now people. Lord, we're all saved tonight. We're all saved tonight. Lord, we're all saved tonight. Yeah, we're all saved Message for Willie Johnson, now people. Lord, we're all saved tonight.
A message for Willie Johnson. We played the track that closes the album, so I thought we may as well play the one that opens it as well. Brookfield is the album. It's coming out 22nd of September, and the launch gig is 26th of September in Whelan's. So you know what to do. Go and get tickets. Go and buy the album as soon as it's out. It's going to be on the download sites and all that as well, Mike,
It'll be on the Spotify and iTunes and all that. I can't wait to get my royalty checks from that.
Don't be holding your breath. Oh, no, sorry, that's facetious. The people who worked with you on this, we talked about Eamon and his lyrics. For you, you've been talking, and I won't go into all the details or give away all the trade secrets. We've been talking about riffs and licks and things like that whilst the music was playing. And it's an old blues thing of, I got that from, and places like that.
Yeah.
How is it for you as somebody who has, you hear the music in your head and somebody puts a book of lyrics in front of you and says, there you go, flesh them out.
Yeah.
That seems to me, because I'm not a player, I'm a listener.
Yeah,
it seems to me, how the hell do you do that?
Yeah, from years of writing songs, in a weird way, I hadn't really worked like that before and collaborated like that. So in a way, it was kind of a relief. It was like half the job was done. You know what I mean? It was like, blimey, this is easy. Like, I don't have to think about words. I don't have the responsibility of, telling the story with the least amount of words and filtering out all the, because it is an art, isn't it, writing lyrics,
Oh, yeah.
So, my job was to try and get behind it and find out what he was trying to say. And then I did multiple versions, I think, of nearly all the songs. Some of them I would have done as like a slow blues, and then other ones as up-tempo. But one familiar thing that I did was the more serious the lyric, the more kind of major the chord progression. Sometimes I'd flip things on the head. So if the lyric was very serious, I would write an upbeat, more kind of positive sounding song with the serious lyric, or vice versa. If the lyric was just slightly kind of cheeky and a bit tongue-in-cheek, I might kind of like write something a little bit darker. So that kind of, was an interesting way of going about things. Because if you take a dark lyric and write a dark song, it goes into a very dark
place. Well, with Eamon having the background as a musician, For those of you who aren't getting it, Eamon Carr was, of course, in Horselips.
Yeah.
You know, is his lyric, you know, more based then towards a musician rather than, say, he's not writing offbeat poetry, shall we say, and asking to be put to music. So there is a kind of a you know, in a weird way, he is writing a song as well. If you know what I mean.
He is. Yeah. I mean, one of them, there's a tune called Gun Crime on the album, and he sent me the lyrics to that, and there's another one called Zombie Craze, and those two are quite similar in the way where they have big riffs. There's a big wah-wah riff, but they have an element of Pulp Fiction about them. You know, they're quite cheeky, you know, and there's something that's slightly more youthful and modern about them. But when I asked Eamon about Gun Crime at one point, I said, what's that about, really? You know what I mean? Because I had my own idea, and he said, well, I was walking down Capel Street in the 70s on my way to a Horselips gig, and this guy pulled a gun on me. And he said it was different in the 70s. You could kind of like rent a gun for 75 punt, you know, and go and hold up a post office or something, you know what I mean? And I don't know if he wrote the lyric then or he wrote it in the last 10 years. But if he did write it then those lyrics are 40 years old, aren't they? You know what I mean? So, but I thought that was really kind of interesting because I didn't think, you know, you wouldn't imagine that story in your head. But it's you know, so anyway, the lyrics come from a very real place, don't they? But that when you listen to that song, it's kind of quite Pulp Fiction-y. It's quite fun and, you know, it has a youthfulness about it, I think.
Well, I've just queued that one up. And I actually have Zombie queued up as well. But you're not getting away with that. It's time for you to sing.
Okay.
Okay. What are you going to play for us?
I was thinking about that. I think I'm going to play some blues. You know, I am a blues man.
You are.
You know, of course. And yeah, last night was a fun gig. We were playing at the Druids rally. That's a big biker rally.
Oh, I know the Druids only too well.
Yeah, and it was brilliant. We had a great time, and we really went for it. So I suppose you can probably hear in my voice.
I can.
But I suppose it's my fault as well. I did take the Marshall and crank it up. You know, that's what you get.
You do. You have to
rock it out.
You do have to pay for your sins. So, Mike Brookfield, you're going to give us a break from listening to Mike Brookfield.
Yeah, I'm gonna play my version of Crossroads.
Go ahead.
You know, it's an old Robert Johnson tune, but made famous by Clapton and all these kind of people.
Well, let's hear your take for it. Go for it.
I went down to the crossroads, yeah. I fell down on my knees. I went down to the crossroads. I fell down on my knees. Nobody seems to know me. Everybody passed me by. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag a ride. I went down to the crossroads, tried to flag a ride. I beg for Lord for mercy, take me if you please. I'm going down to Rosedale, take my rider by my side. I'm going down to Rosedale, take my rider by my side. You can still Barrel House, baby, down by the riverside. All right. Check it out, baby. Run, you can't run. Till my friend boy Willie Brown. They say run, you can't run.
Tell my friend boy Willie Brown, well, I'm standing at the crossroads, believe I'm sinking down. Woo.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was nice. That was really good. Really good. Whilst that was playing, a couple of texts came in. Saw him at the rally. Off the scale.
Great.
Well, that came from Bren. Hiya, Bren. Bren is a bike person and is a regular listener as well. And then my friend Tom down in Kildare said, "Night, Pat, loads of bikes around here the last couple of days. Have a feeling that gig he's talking about was just down the road a mile or two." And that's from Tom down in Kildare. Nice one, Tom, as well. And you'll be very happy to know, make it worth your while coming in. There is an album already being bought and paid for, and it'll be going to France very soon. Our friend Herval over in France has bought the album. So there you go. So it was worth your while coming in tonight. Yeah, that's one.
Absolutely.
That's one. So now, what'll I do next? Oh yeah, talking about people who worked on the album, the cover.
Yeah.
I know your friendly photographer who did your shots. Niall Fennessy.
We live in the same apartment block, and it's quite convenient when you a photographer who lives in the same apartment block. But yeah, he's great. He did a great job on the album cover there, and he does a lot of work with different bands.
He does.
Probably most notably Alter Bridge. He knows those lads, and he does a lot of work with them.
He's done Blackberry Smoke.
That's right. Yeah. So he's a busy man, and he's a real talent. So it was a.
He does
nice to have
some of. I'm a big fan of Niall's black and white work.
Yeah.
He can capture some terrific atmospheres and vibes in his shots.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, and he did. He came up with a pretty decent picture of me. In the
You're leaving yourself open for comment. You're leaving yourself open for comment there, aren't you?
Well, considering it was kind of like it was winter when we did that, and it was like, where are we going to take these photos? I don't want to go down the beach. I don't want to stand. Let's go down the car park. So that's
You're giving away all these secrets again. Anyway. Your design, though.
Steve Averill. He designed the Love Breaks the Fall one, and I've known Steve for a while now, and he's done a lot of work for me, and he's brilliant. We seem to always come up with things that work, and I can just let him work on stuff, and then point at a picture.
Steve is a name. Steve Averill is a name that looms large in Irish rock and roll history and music history, not just for his design work. He has done stuff for U2 and stuff like that. But Steve, with his alter ego, Steve Rapid,
that's right,
was a member and is a member of, well, should we say, the Radiators from Space to start with. He's now and still a member of, of Troubled Pilgrims. I thought I was going to sneeze there, but I didn't. And they have a new record coming out. And the Radiators from Space, their debut album, TV Tube Heart, hits its 40th anniversary in October, and there's a new edition of the album going to be in the shops next week. I'm going to play a track from that in a while, but we get to that in a minute. So you're moving in good company, sir.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky that these people have I've been collaborating with Eamon, and there's other people knocking about that I've taken an interest in. It's very flattering, and it certainly helps to pick their brain and use their expertise to kind of move, because every decision you make is a road that you end up kind of going down. You can waste a lot of time in the music industry. That's taking people's advice, and everyone's got an opinion, of course.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely.
So when you've got Eamon around and different people, it really kind of helps make good decisions on, well, not just musical ones, but kind of business ones, and how you pace the release of things. And that's what we're trying to do this time, is make sure that we release this properly and make sure it gets heard and it has a chance, against all the other releases and all that, because the market is flooded with music, but we want to give it the best chance possible,
Well, this is the one thing, and I've talked about this to so many people since the advent of the interwebby stuff and Pro Tools and stuff, that people can make music in their bedrooms of studio quality, of exceptional studio quality as well, and have it out on the internet.
Yeah.
And then what? Who knows it's there? You know, this is the thing. It's still the same old nut has to be cracked of how do I get people to listen to my music?
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking about that before, the proportion of playing the music and writing the music versus all the other stuff you have to do. You know, it takes some serious graft to get a project from, you know, anyone can start a project, but actually seeing it through and then getting it across the finish line and then trying to get people to hear it. I have total respect for anybody who puts an album together and releases it and, you know, puts the name to it and really pushes it.
Yeah, well, again, we were talking off air about this, and I'm kind of saying, you're talking about making the creative decisions in the studio, blah, make the music, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden it's out there, you know, and it's completely out of your control, and all you can do is go out and you can't even babysit it anymore. You have to go out and sell it.
That's right, yeah.
And even if you at the last minute decide, God, I really hate track 9, you know, you've got to say, wow, track 9, one of the best things I ever did. You know, you really have to suck it up in a way, don't you?
Yeah. Fortunately, I don't have to tell any porkies about this because the whole album's absolutely amazing. But in the past, I have done tracks and I've gone, oh Jesus, well we could skip that one. We won't include that in the live track, but that's the exploration of music, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, but I think to use the end of the media that I work in, to use an expression common enough in this end, is there's no filler on the album that I can find.
No, I mean,
and I've been lucky enough. You dropped in the album. It must be 5 or 6 weeks ago, and I've been able to live with it since then, and I've really, really enjoyed it.
That's
and
great.
I've seen an upward curve between this one and Love Breaks a Fall.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
I think the songs are better formed.
Yeah, and there's a sonic coherence about the album. It generally just really feels good as an album. I think sonically it's just guitar, bass and drums and vocals, you know what I mean? So it's very, very simple. If you love your guitar playing and you like kind of well structured songs, you know, I generally don't tend to write 12 bars, you know. I don't write simple form songs. You know, I have enough musical knowledge to explore different progressions and key changes and riffs, and so I like to do that. And why wouldn't I? You know, I don't really need to do what everybody else is doing. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff on there. Like even when you listen to a track, there's background figures and there's things moving around. You know.
See, you're going over my head now. You know, I just think it sounds good.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to take another break, and I'm just you were talking about gun crime, so I think we'll come back after the break, and we'll come back with gun crime.
With Pat James.
Radio Nova.
Gun crime is out of control. I'm still
Off the record, I'm Pat James. That was Mike Brookfield. The album is called Brookfield, and that was Gun Crime. Just to give you the dates again, the album's going to be released on the 22nd of September. Best thing to do, just make your way into the Sound Cellar on the 22nd of September and pick up a copy from there. And while you're there, or even before that, you can pick up your tickets for the launch gig. And that's going to be Whelan's main room on the 26th of September. Am I right in all that?
That's right, perfect.
That's grand. You're going to be playing support to Robin Thrower.
That's right, yeah. So we're very
I hope you don't mind me
excited
throwing
about
this at you, because you told me this a while ago, but I can't keep this in.
Yeah.
I'm very pleased for you about this.
This is in November now. We're going over to France. There's a company over there, really nice company that have been very generous and really like what I do. So they're bringing us over. We went over there last year and we did a few shows for them. And we're supporting Robin Trower in Cleon, I think. And the day before that, we're doing a show in Paris. And that's kind of like a showcase show, really. You know, we're obviously going to invite lots of people. And it's really aiming to build things up for next year. Hoping that we can get a bit of traction going with this album. And then come next summer, we can, you know, be hitting some of the festivals properly once the music's been out there. You know, so this music sometimes can be a bit of a slow
burner kind of thing.
It takes a while just to kind of reach the right places. But yeah, we're very excited about going over there, you know. So
yeah, it's a nice gig to get, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, for sure.
It really is. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to asking him about his Univibe pedals and stuff. You know that sound he has, the bridge of size sounds, and you know, always a legend, isn't he?
Oh, absolutely.
So more of them.
Yeah. No, I envy you that one. But it's a working gig. It's a working gig.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm just keeping an eye, because I have to keep an eye on the clock, because we're coming towards the end of our time together for this evening. All I can say, that I'm going to play one more. I'll let you off with the voice thing, because I know you're feeling rough after. You know, I'm remembering back to bike rallies in the past when I was a participant. You know, they were rough days. Ask anybody who used to go to the Harp rally on a regular basis, and they'll tell you. Yeah. Anyway, but that's
yeah, we went for it last night. Yeah. We were really going for it.
Yeah.
You woke up this morning. Granny was like, my wife, she was like, "Are you on the radio tonight with that voice?" I was like, "I'd be grand."
Yeah, you should have seen it when you arrived in here this evening, guys. It was rough. No, listen. Congrats on a really, really, really good album.
Thank you very much, Pat.
My pleasure. Thanks for coming in, and thanks for for giving us the chance to play it before anybody else gets their hands on it. And all I can say is that onwards and upwards. You know, it's lovely to see the progression from the last album coming up to this one. You're kind of planning now for next year. So with Love Breaks the Fall, you had a kind of like 2 years before.
Yeah, the release of that was quite scattered. It was, you know, kind of I made this album, and then in the meantime I was writing a lot of new tracks, and then I met Eamon and I started essentially writing this album, you know, and then when I put it out, it was a kind of a bit all over the place, you know. So, but it kind of locked in certain places, and people like yourself, and in the UK, and so. In a kind of culty way, it kind of locked in on the blues rock community, and critically, I got some like awesome reviews for it. So that was a confidence builder for me, because I was thinking, maybe I can expand on this. Maybe I can, you know, develop it. And then, you know, and it's given me an extra bit of confidence going into this one, where we're coming out a bit more fighting with this one. You know, we're slamming it down on the table. You know, with this is. You know, it's a big, bold guitar record with loads of passion and soul, and I never need to play another guitar solo after this record. There's so many guitar licks in it. It's like I've played them all. There's none left.
but it's not an album of solos either. You know, that's nice.
I kind of hope to think that people would appreciate the hard work that's gone into the craft of the songs.
No, I think the word I've been using is structured. You know, in a very, very good way. And as you're saying about Gun Crime there's levels and layers that on repeated listens you get to hear. And that's a great thing. That's what I love about certain albums, that, you know, you put it on, you hear something, and the next time, where did that come from?
That's right, yeah.
I've just got a message came in here, and I've been asked to ask you any UK dates in the off-in.
UK dates, which we're actually talking to, there's a promoter in London called Pete Feenstra, and he promotes the Boom Boom Club and a couple of other clubs around London. So we're talking to him at the moment. Hopefully we'll get over there at some point, but not at the moment. And we're only doing that one Dublin date, so we're being a bit exclusive.
We are.
So we hope to get over, but it's
everything is kind of still, awaiting, shall we say? Awaiting.
And
yeah.
It's the calm before the storm.
You hope.
Yeah.
And I hope so as well. Okay, we're going to play one more from the album. I'm going to play Zombie, if that's cool. Okay. Hold on, I better make sure I pull up the right fader. All in all, there's 11 tracks on this album. It was music by Mike Brookfield, words by Eamon Carr. It's produced by Mike Brookfield. The album is called Brookfield. What more can I tell you? It's out on the 22nd of September. Thanks for coming in. Will you come back in again before Christmas?
Absolutely,
and tell us how things are going, and talk to me about Robin Thrower and make me jealous again?
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah,
because I'd say by when we get in, I'd hate to use the W word, but when we get into the winter months, you probably will have more gigs planned and arranged and all that.
Yes, things are happening all the time. It's kind of strange. I sent a few CDs out this week. I only 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago actually got the physical CDs, and then I sent a few out to people who reviewed the last album and that, my contacts, if you like.
Yeah.
And things have happened really quickly. They tended to have responded very quickly, so that's a good sign, isn't it?
Oh, it is, yeah. When people come back to you, they're going to say, oh, yeah, I like that. Yeah. I like that. Okay, thank you again.
Thanks for having us, Pat.
Thanks for dragging the body in after a hard night. And this is Zombie.